Welcome to Sports Talk with L-Beasley. It is Thursday afternoon for me here in Detroit, Michigan. And since it's Thursday, you already know what it is. It's Thursday night football tonight. And this week we have the Carolina Panthers versus the New York Giants. And me personally, I'm definitely looking forward to this game. I'm actually even more looking forward to it now just because of some injuries. So let's get that started first off. As far as we know, Ahmad Bradshaw for the New York Giants is out with a neck injury. We know he's out. Hakeem Nicks is out with the foot injury. And they've also said Dominique Hickson is out, which could be huge for the Giants. So, I mean, you're taking your lead runner, your best runner, and you're basically saying he's done. Then you're taking key receivers out of the game, which basically leaves Cruz by itself out there a little bit. I mean, obviously, Giants have players who can step up and whatnot, just like most teams do. But at the end of the day, still, you're missing some key receivers out there who help, Cruz to be balanced out. As far as the Carolina Panthers, right now it's just questionable, really just for two people, and mainly the first one is Jonathan Stewart. Now Stewart is a game time decision with his ankle, and the one thing about Stewart, I mean, some people say that Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams are the best, running back duo in the NFL. Now, considering how they started off, I can't say that officially, but I think that they're definitely a force to be reckoned with, one of the top running back duos in the NFL, no question. But at the end of the day, I think he will play. But if he doesn't, I still think D'Angelo can handle it well. And the great thing about having a quarterback like Cam Newton, obviously, is that Cam is also going to help out with the running. I mean, I think last week they combined for like 100 plus, if not 200, of rushing yards together. So not too much to be concerned about if you're Carolina Panthers necessarily. But in this game, just looking to see how teams are going to respond. With the Panthers, the big story has always been either the offensive line is not playing well, which is causing Cam not to get any time in the pocket, or the running game was non-existent. Like I said, I think their first game of the season, they only rushed for like 10 yards or 11 yards or something like that. And like I said, I know Cam was getting heavy pressure that first week, but then they did well against the Saints, which is not saying much offensively because defensively the Saints suck. But at the end of the day, they did what they were supposed to do against the Saints. They had and I like what they did against the Saints. They were very balanced. It was a mix of runs, it was a mix of passes, and that's what you have to do in the NFL nowadays. Like I said, you have to be two-dimensional. It cannot be a one-dimensional team and think you're going to survive. I mean, I just don't think it works that way. So like I said, definitely looking forward to seeing just, how they're going to act. As far as New York, I mean, they know how to bounce back. I mean, that's just the way New York is. A lot of people thought the game was over yesterday when Manning threw 3 interceptions. It was nowhere near over, and they ended up coming back and winning. So, not making too big of a deal about that. I'm more interested to see how Andre Brown is going to act, because with Ahmad Bradshaw being out, now this opens up the door for Brown. And Brown has constantly just been saying he just needs that shot, and he's going to take advantage of the shot. So, he gets that shot this Thursday to kind of basically not fumble the ball, to just take care of his team, do what needs to be done, and it's going to be real interesting to see if he basically heats things up at the running back position. That's what I want to see. Also, just interested to see how New York Giants defense is going to play as well. I really want to see that as far as Steve Smith. Steve Smith put on a show last week with, I think, 104 yards for three catches, I think. So, and I think he had 106-yard effort against Tampa Bay in the opener. So I'm definitely want to see just, how are you exactly going to shut down Steve Smith? I mean, like I said, Carolina has the potential in the next couple years, to be that elite team. I mean, they really do. But at the end of the day, I really, really want to see just how they're going to respond. But I want to see also how Carolina defense is going to respond, especially running wise, because Carolina has allowed 146 yards rushing, basically. So I really want to see how much they're really going to allow, even with Ahmad Bradshaw being out, how much they're really going to allow him to run. In this game, me personally, I'm taking the Carolina Panthers. I just think that what they have, and I think they're coming to this game smart. I'm personally picking Carolina, and it's at Carolina as well. So I'm taking Carolina on this game. I think they're ready. I think they're motivated. I think some of the injuries are gonna hurt New York, and they're just gonna. I just don't see them. Even if they, like I said, I think this is gonna be a good game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I'm picking Carolina Panthers to win this game. Like I said, I think they're just on a different level right now, and I think personally those injuries are going to hurt the New York Giants in the long run. But at the end of the day, I will not be surprised if the Giants win. I mean, it's just the Giants. That's the Giants, y'all. I can't do nothing about that. That's just the Giants. But I'm picking the Carolina Panthers to win this one. Cam Newton, don't disappoint me, man. Win this game for me. I'm picking the Carolina Panthers. let's move on to some NBA talk. Once again, some comments that's been said. That's kind of been under the radar. Austin Rivers basically has made a comment saying that he thinks the Boston Celtics are better without Ray Allen. Now, basically, his whole thing is, with Ray Allen going, he felt like both teams benefited with Ray Allen leaving, both the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. He says, the Heat improved because you get a shooter and whatnot in Ray Allen. Then the Celtics are getting better because you get a good young defender in Courtney Lee, who, once again is a great on-ball defender, someone who's going to add to that great defense that the Celtics play. Okay, I agree with that. And then you have Jason Terry, who's instant offense. And then, that's something that, Celtics need, especially when you got older players like Paul Pierce and, KG and stuff like that. So he felt like, that was good moves. And, I have to say I agree with Austin Rivers. And it's great to see, his dad's, IQ has rubbed off on him. It's very nice to see. I have to admit that. He also made a statement that he thinks there's one team in the East that can beat the Miami Heat. He thinks it's the Boston Celtics. Basically, it's due to the players that they have, the leadership of his father, and, basically the way he motivates his team. They're the only team, in his words, that can beat the Miami Heat this year. Now, why I agree with what he said about, the Ray Allen thing, yeah. I mean, all that stuff that he basically just said, I said like 20 episodes ago when the whole, trade and signings went down in the first place. But, as far as that being the only team, I think that they're probably the top team to do it right now. I can't say that they're the only team until I see all the rest of the teams play. Like I said, obviously right now, yeah, I mean, more than likely they are the main team to beat the Miami Heat. But, we'll see. I'm not making a big deal about that. But my thing with Austin Rivers is, like I said, it's great to see that you have a great basketball mind and all that jazz. I'm very happy to see that. Happy to see your dad passed on that IQ. But focus on your own damn game. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, Austin. I'm happy that you, and I know this is really, you don't have no control. They ask you a question, you answer it. But, I mean, it's just, focus, Austin, I'm happy you realize what's going on with Boston and all that jazz. But make sure that your team is competing for something, within the next year or two. You know what I'm saying? So, my whole thing with Austin, happy to see you got IQ. But at the end of the day, I also hope that you're focused on your game. Because, like I said, I think you left college too early, personally. And, like I said, they got you as a 1. You're not no 1. You're too small to play a 2. And like I said, that's a whole. If you want to know what I thought about Austin, just go look back at my pre-draft and post-draft analysis episodes. You'll see what I say about Austin Rivers. But besides that, like I said, I agree with Austin in saying, I said, better without Ray Allen. Like I said, definitely some improvements for both teams, whether it's Miami or the Celtics. Are they the only team who can do it? I don't know if they're the only team, but I think as of right now, just based off on paper and things of that nature, yeah, they are the team who I pick right now to basically beat Miami. But that could change based off preseason, regular season, all that jazz. No biggie right there. So, no reason to do that. Austin, go focus on your own game. Learn how to be a point guard. If you need some lessons, call me. This comment is made by Walt Frazier. You guys should know who Walt Frazier is. Knick legend, New York Knick legend, television color commentator, all that jazz. Walt Frazier says the Knicks need Carmelo Anthony to play like LeBron James. Now, I get what he's saying because his whole thing is, LeBron basically he's just that all around great player, which he is. He'll play defense. He's great at sharing the ball, whatever it took to help him get a championship, he was willing to do. Now, see, the problem I have with this is I don't think Carmelo Anthony can beat LeBron. First of all, because they're just totally different players. Anthony, to me, is a pure scorer. That's what he does. That's what he does best. To ask him to play more like LeBron is going to take him away from his strength and honestly push him more towards his weakness, if you ask me. I mean, this is just me speaking off what I've seen out of Melo. Melo is a key offensive, vocal point. And for me also, like I said before, Melo has to learn. This is not if New York Knicks are going to succeed, this can't all go through Melo. I have constantly said that. That was one of the reasons Denver never succeeded while he was there. It's all through Carmelo Anthony. When Mike D'Antoni was there, Raymond Felton and Stoudemire had some good pick and roll chemistry. I don't see why they can't have that again with Jason Kidd, Amari Stoudemire, whoever. And like I said, if Melo really has to make a decision now what he's more about. Are you more about the individual accolades, which haven't earned you nothing? You don't have no MVP. You really just got all-star appearances. So, I mean, if that's what it's really about, you getting, that's the whole thing with Melo. I mean, I could see if you was really getting, really getting some stuff from some accolades and whatnot from your great performance day in and day out. But let's be real, Melo. I mean, you don't really besides Olympic medals, which, like I said, you get anyway because you're one of the top players in the, in the country, in the world, period. Other than all-star selections, you don't get anything. You haven't gotten any MVPs. You never came off the bench, so no six-man award, none of that stuff. No most improved. So at this point, Melo needs to really just ask himself, what is important to him? If it's important for you to just be this, pure scoring machine, fine, go ahead and do that. Even though I don't think you're going to be on New York that much longer if that's the case, because they're not looking for that. But I think he needs to develop the thinking of LeBron James. I don't think he can turn into LeBron James. I think the best thing Melo can do is just, first understand this offense cannot always be about him. He cannot make it an isolation game. He needs to put a better effort into defense. He needs to get in shape this year, looking all chubby and crap last year. He needs to get in shape this year. This is the Melo, but I think he just has to take on that mindset like LeBron. Just like LeBron had to take on the mindset of a Kobe. Just like Kobe had to take on the mindset of a Magic and all those people before him. That's what I'm looking for. I was waiting for LeBron to do it. He finally did it last, in the playoffs in Game 6 against Boston. And hopefully he continues with the rest of his career. But, that's what I'm looking for. He has to understand, I don't want you to play like LeBron exactly, because nobody can be LeBron, like nobody can be Kobe, nobody can be Melo. You just have to find out what is your main goal, and and if your main goal is, like I said, to be isolation, not pretty much do nothing but get on my nerves, fine, go ahead. But if you want to really win a championship and compete, you're gonna have to understand this game cannot just go through you. We're gonna give it to you anyway in the clutch, so what's the problem? So, like I said, that's what I'm looking for from Carmelo Anthony. I don't really care about like I said, him turning into LeBron. I just don't think that's possible. That's just not Carmelo Anthony is. But Carmelo Anthony has to learn to share that ball. That's what I'm first looking at. Share the ball, Carmelo. Like I said, we're gonna give it right back. Like I said, let's make sure that this offense, this team has the potential, let's be real, to really cause some problems in the East and make some noise, but only if it is a team effort, not if it's just going through Melo. And then, like I said, make sure the chemistry is okay. And like I said, I'm really looking for somebody to be a leader on the Knicks. That's something that the Knicks have seemed to lack. And hopefully Jason Kidd can be that guy. But Jason Kidd is near retirement. There is no reason why Carmelo Anthony has not, should be evolved into that leader by now. Somebody else other than Jason Kidd, like I said, I don't really know how long Jason Kidd is really going to be here, has to evolve into that leader for the Knicks. That was something about the Heat. LeBron became that leader. Juwan was that leader. You had multiple kind of guys that you can kind of call on. Like I said, at least 2 to 3 guys you could call on and say, hey, lead this team, man. And I think that's really what the Knicks need. And like I said, it should be Carmelo Anthony. He's never taken on that role, even when he was in Denver. He was never really just was that player who you could count on, but he was never that vocal leader. And that's what I need somebody to do. Tyson Chandler. Somebody has to step up and be that vocal leader besides Jason Kidd, because he's going to do it anyway. So that's what I'm looking for out of Carmelo this year. Take that eye of the tiger, and if you really want a ring, do what you got to do to get it. Like I said, Walt Frazier, I get what you're saying. I don't think he's going to play like LeBron. I think he needs to get LeBron's mentality or Kobe's mentality. Whoever you like who has that mentality, that's whose mentality he needs to get. But, he needs to get that eye of the tiger mentality. If he gets that, I think he'll be okay. But we'll see what happens once the preseason gets going, once regular season gets going. But, I do agree somewhat with Walt Frazier said, just not the fact that he needs to play like LeBron, because you just can't play like LeBron. That's just LeBron. Kobe's Kobe, as I said before. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, that'll do it for me today on this episode of Sports Talk with L-Beasley. I hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to let me know what you think. Comments, if you agree, if you disagree, constructive criticism, all that jazz. Let me know what you think. Remember, if you have a topic you want me to discuss, feel free to email me, tweet me on Twitter, send me a message on Facebook, all that jazz. If you really have a topic you just want me to discuss, I have no problem discussing it. Let me know what it is. If you want to be a guest on my show, guys, remember, Sports Talk with L-Beasley has gone on Skype. I cannot stress that enough. So if you want to be a guest, just let me know, email me, tweet me, message me something, and we'll get on Skype. We can be an audio or video guest, and, we can have a good debate or discussion, on my show, and it's going to go on my website and everything else. So be sure to check that out. Go check out MoneyballSportswear.com. Moneyball's the only way to ball. You're going to love the clothes, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all just don't know. People are already telling me they love the clothes. So go check out the clothes, Code Gear, man. Check it out. Once again, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys tomorrow, which is Friday, and hopefully my Carolina Panthers win tonight, and, I'll be able to say I told you so. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.